Good morning, everyone. It is Shankar and Andrea with the Shanks Show, and we have a beautiful Thursday, May 26th today, and we're close to Memorial Day. I think a lot of people look forward to that. How about you, Andrea?
I know a lot of people look forward to it because they've taken some time off.
Yeah, and I believe so do we. We have actually a trip to Cuero, Texas in mind, I believe.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, and there's a doctor there, Dr. Zengerli, and we're gonna visit her, and she has a nice ranch, and we're gonna check that out. So, how awesome is it when you can combine your profession with just meeting nice people, exploring your beautiful state of Texas? It is just very, very awesome. But speaking of awesome, we have an awesome concept to present today, namely a process
Yes.
that if you apply that, we can guarantee you that you will have a much more seamless transition from taking someone who is interested in your services to actually transitioning them into being a client, or since we often speak to doctors, uh, to being a patient. Okay, so Andrea, as always, you
Still
are
a
the
client.
what? Yeah, they're still a client. Absolutely. That is very important for other reasons to understand, which I let you touch on if you want to go there today. But you are the research queen. So let's hear what you found.
Okay. So, along with that, I'll dabble. I'll go into my notes a little bit. So,
Awesome.
when we think about a process, it's basically you want to visualize what you do to your customer for your customer or your client by showing them breaking down the process of what you do for them, how you deliver on your process, whether that be meeting with them at regular intervals, making yourself available throughout the year, which is basically what we do, understanding their industry. So that's when we bring on a content specialist, for example, if we're doing like SEO or web building and all of that beyond just the architecture building the site. There's a further process that goes along with it, and then managing it, and then scheduling out things like if you do social media posts, for example. So that's kind of like a little bit one of the things that we would do, a part of our process for like content, for example. But did you have something you wanted to say based on that?
Well,
If you did.
yeah, I mean, I know you brought an example, and you just tell me when you want to show that.
Oh,
Um,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I just before you do, or maybe go ahead, show it. And I want everyone to
Okay.
see how how powerful it is to have a visual representation of what it is that you do and why it's important. So I could talk to you until I'm blue in the face, but as a manufacturing process for like this dietary supplement, for example, they show you the formulation from beginning to end. So you see, the first thing they do is show you how they assess the process project. So they're looking at the order size. That matters, right? Like how much you're going to order. And then they design the formula, identify the ingredients. Then they draft a quote for you. Then they show you the process and how they produce the order, which is scheduling the productions, testing all the raw materials, very important in manufacturing. Finalize and package order, that's step 5. So they do quality control and assurance testing. Number 6, they deliver the order. So they tell you that they ship it to the final destination. And then 7, they provide ongoing client support, something that's very important in customer service with a 12-hour response time. So that, I mean, the reason we use this is because it's very clear with manufacturing. You have a product, you ship it, but in between you getting it and you ordering it, you see exactly the process so you know what to expect. Expectations are very clear.
Awesome. So applying this to the medical field, okay, someone who has a practice or who is a DPC doctor or something else. Do you have examples or thoughts around that?
I think in the traditional model, we can give an example because it often involves insurance. So you can pull up that graphic.
Okay. It's a little hard to see because it has a transparent background, but
Oh, I
let's
did.
see how we can do.
Sorry. So you know what? Maybe what happens if we use my background like that?
Yeah, I cannot move it. Oh, let's see. Yeah, maybe I see what you're saying. Let's see if
So I'll get out of the way here. And so, yeah, you can see that they have their order intake, their welcome. Then they verify the insurance. So they'd look at the patient's benefits and confirm the order and explain the insurance benefits. Then they have the medical documentation. That's step 3, where they obtain all the necessary insurance paperwork. And then they have the delivery and setup where they deliver to that patient according to their schedule, set up the product. Then you have compliance support and a resupply where everything happens all over again. But it's very clear, right? Where maybe not so clear because I'm in the way, but you can see that cycle, you can see that process.
yeah, the importance is, and this is magical, folks, by you applying this, everyone in your company knows exactly what their task is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And also, so there's expectations internally and externally that just line up, that match, that are consistent, and that those make the initial process of onboarding or of explaining to a prospect what is happening so much easier. And I would like to take a moment and explain to you all what that means for Sheng's web development. If someone, and we do so much, but we're gonna focus on a website here for a moment. If someone comes and wants to do a website with us, our process is the following. We have this discovery phase, and during this discovery phase, it is very clear what we do. We work on a brand and logo, and then the outcome is a brand guide so that you have something that you can apply to your business cards, to all your collateral that looks consistent. Then, this is a very important step. We look at who is your target audience. We identify 3 to 5 primary target audience members. Okay, so maybe you want to reach older patients, female patients, patients who are mothers. There's all kinds of different possibilities. And the thing is here, if you get laser focused on who your target audience is, then you can make all the design decisions accordingly. So now you have identified your target audience. The next step is you see what are their goals. What does a senior patient in your city expect from you in your specialty, or if you are a generalist, what do they expect from you? What's the goal from the website? And then we make sure that everything from content, architecture of the site, and also the brand map with the goals, right? So that is the process that we always repeat when we work on a new website, and that is very powerful. And I can tell you, most companies you go to won't do that, especially the part about understanding who the target audience is, because that requires some thought. What most will do is they'll say, what do you want? Show us an example, show us colors you like, and then they will get straight to building. But hey, that's like building a house without an architect. Okay, some people do it, it works, but it is a lower end kind of product.
Well said.
Andrea, any other thoughts?
Yeah, I just like how this all connects. So, the beginning of the week, we were talking about the target audience, the market, and then we started talking about what did we talk about after that?
Um, well, yesterday was about the unique selling proposition, basically,
Yeah.
the 3 distinguishing factors of
Mhm.
your company or your practice.
So I guess what I find interesting is you don't get to the process until you understand those things about
Mhm.
yourself, about your client. So who are you even after? And then what makes you different when you approach those people that you're after? And what do you show them? How do you sell them whatever it is that you have?
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
what
Mhm.
is your proven process that gives you results again and again and again?
Yep.
And that all kind of leads up to trust. So tomorrow we'll talk more about your guarantee, your promise.
Guarantee. Okay. Well, let's change subjects before you make me guarantee the world to people. No, we do have a guarantee, but we'll get to that tomorrow. As you all know, we are very heavily invested in the free market medicine medical association. And June 2nd, we have an amazing speaker, Dr. Phil Askew, and I want you to know about him. And also go to, let me blend that in, sanantoniofmma.org, where you can register to be in our